Hi, I'm Arkush here with our Chicago Sun-Times fantasy forecast for Week 16 of the fantasy football season, probably the championship games in your league, so you want to listen carefully this time. We're going to start with a couple of Cincinnati Bengals running backs, Giovanni Bernard and Benjarvis Green-Ellis, the law firm. You want to get them in the lineup this week. They've got the Minnesota Vikings, who don't stop the run very well. They're 20th versus the run. They've struggled even more in recent weeks, and the Bengals in a big bounce-back game. They were upset last week, got caught napping by Pittsburgh, but still have a chance to get home field in the playoffs. They will show up big for this one. They will try and control the clock and focus on those running backs. For the Dallas Cowboys, if ever they needed to bounce back, it's got to be this weekend. They've got the Washington Redskins. They're a good tonic for a lot of offenses. Get every Cowboy offensive player in the lineup that you can. Tony Romo should have a big game. Jason Witten, DeMarco Murray. We know you're probably going to play Dez Bryant anyway. You got the Redskins 32nd. They're dead last in the league in points allowed, so there should be plenty of touchdowns for your Cowboys in your lineup. Also, the Green Bay Packers, they're getting a little stronger each week. Jordy Nelson, coming off a huge week last week, will be the featured target along with tight end Aaron Corliss. You want to go with Jarrett Boykin. Whether it's Matt Flynn or Aaron Rodgers doesn't matter. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, known for defense, they're not playing great defense this year. They got to come on the road. It's a good spot for the Packers at home in Lambeau, so go with those offensive players. And finally, the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to be at home looking to bounce back against the Chicago Bears. The Bears dead last in the league in run defense. They're 28th in points allowed. So we're saying Riley Cooper, Brent Selleck, Jason Avant, certainly Foles. You want to probably get Deshaun Jackson in your lineup. We know you would anyway. Make sure all of your Eagles' offensive weapons are in the lineup against the Chicago Bears. Now, some matchups that you want to avoid, I would stay away from the Atlanta Falcons. And some pretty good players. You know, normally you'd say Matt Ryan. Well, we're going to play him. Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez. Don't do it this week. They've got the San Francisco 49ers. They've got to go to San Francisco. The Niners are third in total defense. They're third in points allowed. That's a bad matchup for Falcons offensive players this week. Also, in a huge game in Carolina with the Saints, stay away from the Saints running backs. They haven't run the ball well all season long. I know you love Darren Sproles. You probably want to play him, but if you've got a better option this week, you should find it. Stay away from Mark Ingram, Pierre Thomas as well. The Carolina Panthers defense, second in total defense, second against the run, second in fewest points allowed. It's a bad week to try and challenge them with Saints running backs. And finally, the New York Giants, a couple running backs there, Andre Brown, Peyton Hillis. They have struggled all year long to run the football. They're going to be playing the Lions. The Lions are fighting for a playoff spot. Lions defense is vulnerable, but they are fifth against the run, and we think the Giants may have gone home for the season, so stay away from those Giant running backs. That'll do it for our fantasy forecast for Week 16. For all the best in sports, stay at ChicagoSunTimes.com.